Hi guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Crystal Tanaboa and I wanted to do a video about like my little review on Street Woman Fighter 2. It's just something that I recently, it's because of TikTok has gotten me involved in this. Like about 2 weeks ago I was scrolling on TikTok and I saw like a video of like Red Lake and a trees, like I think it was like, which is like a video that was posted from Street Woman Fighter 2, and that got me hooked. And then upon deeper diving into it, I was like, oh, I really want to watch this show. And yeah, like I wanted to sort of like create discourse, get involved in the conversations that's been happening online, because this show is literally like taking over my life at the moment. Yeah, so if anybody hasn't watched Street Woman Fighter 2, it's basically like a dance competition where like some of the biggest choreographers and dancers around the world compete in like a series of challenges, and they win. I think the winner wins 50 grand, correct me if I'm wrong, and I think like a diamond ring or something. But yeah, one thing about me, I love a good Korean reality TV program. I think like obviously when you look at like K-pop, K-dramas and stuff like that, it's a little bit controlled, like in what like they say. Obviously like it makes sense, like obviously in a K-drama they're going to be given scripts and they're going to be working off scripts, but like when it comes to like Korean reality TV programs, it's literally unhinged. Like you can literally get to know so much about Korean culture. Like people just like just say whatever it is that they want to say, and I like that about them. I like and a lot of the times as well, so like the concepts behind Korean reality TV programs as well is very different and very new, something that the Western world is lacking in, which I really like. So obviously, like I said, I found out about this show through TikTok, and I think I saw like a glimpse of like Leah Kim, and I saw it and I was like, oh wow, like that's crazy. Like because obviously during like the dance community, like during like 2013-14 had me in a chokehold. Obviously I think what sort of got me into like the dance community here on YouTube, even though like I literally can't dance to save my life. I think I used to watch, it was when I used to watch America's Best Dance Crew. I think it was on, they were showing it on MTV or something. But obviously you had like the big teams like the Jabberwockies and so on and so forth. But I kept in, like I really liked 8 Flavors. Like I used to keep in touch with like the 8 Flavor girlies, and they were like my favorite crew like in their season. And then obviously one of the dancers that I really liked, just called like Kaylin Harris, she was working alongside Wildebeest, and he was also like a big, you know, big name on YouTube choreographing like the hottest songs at the time. I think he went to Korea to do like a little collaboration, and he did it with 1 Million Dance Group. And that's when I saw Leah Kim, Mina Young, and like so like I got to know them all, and I was like keeping in touch with them. So like yeah, that's how I got into like 1 Million. And so like seeing that Leah Kim was on the show made me want to click on it even more, and I want to be like, oh, obviously like she's like a talented dancer, like she's not gonna put her name on something if it's not like, if it doesn't make sense, you got me. So I think like if you basically, how I've done it is like I've sort of listed all the teams, giving like a little gist on them, and like sort of like giving my opinion, so because I'm still in like the early episodes, if that makes sense. So like the first group, there's like 8 groups in total, and like the first group is 1 Million that I've got down. They're basically big in Korea in terms of like choreography, like, you know, dance community and stuff like that. They've got like a big following on YouTube, and they choreograph for like quite a lot of K-pop idols as well, and like artists have like collaborated with them. Leah Kim is like the leader of 1 Million, and I thought that she was gonna like dominate, and I thought she was gonna be like the it girl and the big name, although she is. But like, you know how like Kirsten is like that girl, like there's also like, there's a bit like in the first episode where Sean Woo is like looking at Kirsten, and I think he whispers, he's like, oh my gosh, Kirsten's here. Like that's how I thought Leah Kim, that's the energy I thought Leah Kim was going to give, but she just faded out in the back, and I was very, very disappointed. I think it was good to see the storyline between her and Mina, because like we got to see why it is that they fell out, why they weren't getting along. And I think it was very interesting because obviously I didn't know that they were no longer talking. I think, oh, I don't know why I hit myself. I don't know why they were no longer talking. And obviously it made sense as well, because I saw Mina in one group and I was like, what's going on? And I saw Leah in another group in 1 Million, and I was like, why is Mina in a group of her own? So I'm glad that they addressed the elephant in the room. So I think that was interesting as well. I think I don't know, I don't really know, I think it was interesting to see both of their sides. I didn't really understand like, I sort of like, yeah, it was interesting to see both of their sides. I think from Mina's perspective, it was like, I think she wasn't being credited enough for her work, and like, and Leah was like, oh well, if you're not, if obviously if I've made the dance and you're just dancing, like if I've choreographed it or I'm the producer or something and you're just the dancer, like following my lead, like obviously why do you think that you should get the same pay as me, sort of thing. So hey, I think it was like they both made valid points. But yeah, like, and I also liked another person on the team as well that I really liked was Park Hye-rim in 1 Million. I loved her little storyline with Redlick. But I think that was more confusing than Leah's and Mina's. Like Leah's and Mina's, I got it like that. With Redlick and Park Hye-rim, there was just way too many crying, way too many, like mainly from Redlick's side. Like obviously Park Hye-rim said, I think obviously she used to be a part of Redlick's dance crew, and then I think basically Redlick would give them jobs and be like, okay, do you need some dancers to do this, right? Okay, here's my team, and they'll go out to work and stuff like that. And I think one of the director of something, like, or the producer said to Redlick when Hye-rim had done the dance, had like gone to do the work, like they sort of like fed back and said that Hye-rim never really goes into detail, but she says that, like, I think basically the director or the producer something gave her bad feedback to Redlick, and I think Redlick at that moment put her like career and obviously like the team first, which made sense because, you know, but obviously it's good to know why, like what the person said, like, you know what I mean. So yeah, like it was very well, like Hye-rim was like, obviously this is my case, I felt like she didn't really believe me and she didn't really put me first as someone that she's known for longer. But then here was Redlick was doing too much crying and puffing and sort of thing. But also I sort of understood where she came from, because obviously she sort of worked so hard to build a name and to be able to be at a position where people come to you and say, can you supply one of the dancers, and then you're getting them roles, you're getting them opportunities. It's like obviously it's a blessing and it's really good, but to say that obviously she put her career and also like the face of her dance group and sort of like her being able to work in the dance community and stuff like that, her being able to work, she put that first, which also I understand from her part as well. But like I said, her and Hye-rim's story was just much more difficult to grasp than the others, and also as well to like the dance battle between them as well, to Hye-rim and Redlick as well got on my nerves, because Redlick was doing so much crying. Like I was like, you're like, obviously Hye-rim was like, respected her, like obviously you taught, like I was once sort of learning from you were once like the leader and like, you know, of this dance crew, and then like Hye-rim was here going for it and like, you know, showing her what she could do, and then Redlick was like turning around crying, and also like the whole mannequin were like, go on girl, you could do it, and then she was like crying, and I understood why she was getting emotional, but I was like, Redlick, get in the game, you have to get in the game. But yeah, that whole like dance battle thing annoyed me. And also part of 1 Million is Amy Park, Kim Do-hee and Debbie. We didn't really get to see much of them individually, but yeah, that's that. I don't know, like they weren't really giving. Reddy as well. I sort of remember how iconic she is, because like her iconic, I'm using that word, but like her hair is like iconic, like it's very short here and then longer, so she was very easy to remember as well. But I don't know why her character was very like unlikable to me. Like I don't know what, if you ask me like what she's done wrong, I can't tell you what it is that she's done wrong. I don't know why she's just unlikable. Then yeah, moving on to the next group, Bebe, who's made up of Bada Lee, who's like the leader. Also, side note, does anybody else have a crush on Bada Lee? Because like a girl crush, I don't know what it is, whether it's the height, the swag, the nonchalantness, how cool she is, the choreography, I don't know what it is, but Bada Lee is literally, at certain moments I was watching the video like, okay Bada, you better slow down now girl, you better slow down. But yeah, no. Yeah, like I have a soft spot for Baby. Like I really like them. She's known for choreographing and stuff like Dancing with Kai from EXO. She's also choreographed aespa's Next Level as well. So yeah, I think Baby might win, or is gonna win. I think there's a difference between who might win and who I want to win. Obviously I want Jam Republic to win. Shameless plug, I want Jam Republic to win. But Baby have got that variety, especially Bada has that like that new, fresh, new, like she just knows what it is that she's doing, and she like her dance, like she's very good at choreography, like and she's very likable as well. Like she's not trying too hard, like she's just herself, and that's what I like about Bada. So that's why I think Bebe is gonna win as well. But yeah, and also like you've got like in the team of Bebe as well, you have Lasha, Tata, Lee Min Ah, and So Won. Not really as memorable. In the beginning, like they were referred as Bada and Friends. They're also like almost like, you know, the Pussycat Dolls. You know how I have like Nicole Scherzinger and then like the rest of the team. That's how like Bebe was looking. And although like I think that's what like in the beginning episodes, like when everybody was giving their opinion on Bebe, like Bada was like sort of taking it to her, and at one moment she was like, oh, I'm shaking, because like that's like, I think she was sort of like, she didn't like the fact that they were speaking down on her group members, but at the same time it's like you sort of understood where people were coming from, because even though like, you know, the little the challenge that they did with like the entertainment crew, so where they had the entertainment group, so where they had to like pick between whether they want to be YG, SM, JYP, Hype B, that challenge, we were able to see the other girls in the element, but even then, like when you watch the video back of them dancing on like on stage, but is still at the front and she's still doing. So I feel like there were some moments where you can see that like, oh wow, the girls are given a chance to shine, especially when they you know got to break out into little teams and then they got to like choreograph, you know, the little music video challenge. It was very interesting to see them like and see their personality, but at the same time it was like you can see them sort of drifting back into the whole Bada and Friends thing. So that was like sad to see as well. But yeah, that's like my opinion on Bebe. Next is Deep and Dab. They were sort of recently formed since Mina left 1 Million. And off topic, but Mina's style in Street Woman Fighter 2 has me on chokehold. Like literally every time that she'd come on camera, I'd be like, I have to pause and be like, what are you wearing and how can I replicate this look? Like even times where she wasn't trying hard, like, you know, probably just a hoodie and some pants, something, but she always looked on point, like best like style in the hands down, like in the whole series, in the whole season, like this season. Yeah, like also as well, I loved her dance battle with Leah. It was really cringy when they got like really close to each other. I think at one point like Leah pushed her, and then Kang Daniel, poor Kang, like they were stressing this poor boy out during the season. He was like, no touching, no touching, and I was literally like, I was watching it, I was cringing. I was like, oh, like but yeah, that's not really, I don't really know much about Deep and Dab, like they're not really standing out to me. But then they also made in the team as well as Mina, you have Downy, Sol, Lokazi. Cool nickname. Like, I don't know what it is about, even like when you look at K-pop, everything, like some reason, like I don't know where they come up with these, like a lot of the Korean people can come up with these good nicknames from. Like I don't know how it's done, whether it's the top of their dome, I don't know how, like why, but literally like a lot of in this show there's so many people with like cool nicknames. Even when you watch, whenever I watch like Show Me the Money, there were people with like rappers with like good nicknames, and I was like, how did you come up with that? Like how, teach me, sensei, teach me, like I need to know. But yeah, like cool nickname, Lokazi, and Lee Gosul. Like I said, not really delved into much, same like a lot of the others, like not really talked about a lot. I know that there was one girl as well, I couldn't see her, like I found out about like a lot of their names individually through Dramalist, and Dramalist didn't really have her picture there. They have like a lot of old pictures of people, but like she had like blonde hair, pink highlights, and she also, it was sort of like touched upon briefly that she left 1 Million as well with Mina to join Deep and Dab, but it wasn't really expanded in a lot of detail. I think it was like one of the things where in the first episode her picture came up, and then they were like, oh, she also moved from 1 Million, and then that was it. Like yeah. Also, speaking of 1 Million, someone here on YouTube, I'll put like the screenshot of like their the person that did it. I think it was a creator, like a content creator from Korea, and I think that they got together and they literally made their best parody of Street Woman Fighter 2. The way, like I don't know what it is about Leah Kim, like her style, it also gets better like as the episodes go along, but the first episode, the little long blazer jacket with the thigh-high boots was just not giving. And I think like how she was looking, the way she was looking was like somebody's auntie trying to fit into like her daughter's her daughter's, I don't know, like if you get it, like it was like she's obviously much older than the girls from 1 Million, but instead of like giving very much like, okay, I'm coaching these girls, at one point it made like, it was almost like she was trying to like run along with these young girls, and like, you know, which didn't make sense to me. But like literally that parody, I was in tears, because the people like replicated 1 Million, how like they were looking like stupendously, like it was amazing. Yeah, so moving on, next is Jam Republic, my favorites. Obviously I've got like other favorites as well, but I like Jam Republic the most. And it's made up of Kirsten Dogden, Latrice Kabamba, Ling Zhang, Emma Hutch, and Audrey Lane. They are obviously the reason why I'm watching Street Woman Fighters 2. I clicked on it because of them, and I'm definitely rooting for them. I don't like how like obviously some of the members like Ling, Emma, and Latrice's dance battles were cut. In the first episode when they were doing their one-to-one battles, we only just got to see Audrey's and Kirsten's. It wasn't until I think a certain account posted like the behind the scenes, and people were like, why didn't we get to see these lot outside in the show as well? Because it would have been really nice to see everybody, not just Latrice, Emma, and Ling, but like I'm saying, like even the other groups of certain people, like we didn't get to see them. And I know that obviously it would have been too long of a show, but I felt like, you know, some people got like to dance 2 or 3 times, and I was like, that was honest. Even though as much as I love Kirsten, like she got to dance like she was getting picked, and also like Audrey doing like more than one dance battles, and I was like, well, why couldn't we have seen other people? You know what I mean? I definitely enjoyed Kirsten's dance one-to-one battle with Waxy. I found it very hilarious, and also like I you know what, I respect Waxy for like picking Kirsten and being like, you know what, everyone is so scared of you, everyone is like obviously respects you here, but I feel like I'm good enough to battle you one-on-one. And Waxy, I give her props for that. Like she did really well, even though she lost. But yeah, and I also love that like Kirsten, like even though like we've known her from like royal family, etc., like I like that this like her chance to shine. Like I mean, she's still shining like other little projects that she did, but I think it's nice to know, like for me, this is me getting to know Kirsten more on this level, and I like her on this show. Yeah, like also as well too, oh, there's this bit as well, more about her one-to-one dance battle. I've forgotten who she was dancing with, but there's a bit where like she was sort of like dancing, and she was like dancing up the stairs, like you know how you have like the stage and there were like stairs in the background. They were like, she was dancing up the stairs, and then like Kang Daniel was looking at her like, where are you going, like come back. that scene, literally there's little moments like that in the show that literally had me like in tears, or like literally I was laughing so hard. Another thing that I love about Kirsten, I love her relationship with the girls. It's not every day I have to be at the front. It's all about me, it's all about me, it's all about me. Like especially like when you look at her interactions, whether it's she's doing TikTok with the other girls, or she's like, yeah, or like maybe even in like the dances that they do, she allows everybody to shine. And I feel like even other groups, like other people, like other groups aren't picking up on that. It's given very much it's all about me and I'm at the front. But whereas with Kirsten, I think she knows, she believes in her source, and she believes in her team, that it's like, you know, come. And that's how I think we know, you know, when you look at like even like with me, like now, like how a lot of us know more about, like we can name all the individual members of Jam Republic, is because obviously Kirsten, although she's like their leader, she's giving them a chance to shine and giving them a chance to like, you know, speak up for themselves and do all these things. But whereas like you look at the other groups and it's like, I can't name a single person from this group, or I can't, like, you know, if you put somebody on the screen, I probably don't know where they're from or what their name is, and that's because like the leader of the group, and also mixed with the production team as well, is doing them a disservice. So yeah, that's one thing I think like is really beneficial about Jam Republic, and that's what makes like Kirsten a really good leader as well. And also you have like Latrice, big up Latrice. I love that she's like, you know, doing it for us West African girlies. You know, like obviously Afrobeat is like skyrocketing at the moment in time. So like I love that she's, you know, immersed in that, you know, giving us a little bit of that Afrobeat flavor. Also her hips are incredible. Like literally, like if only I could get a piece of that talent and put it in my my hips don't move, that would like literally just, if I was to, you know, sometimes like I look at her dancing and her like winding her hips, and it's just like, just give me a piece that I can take and put it in myself. But yeah, like I love Latrice. I really liked obviously her, like I think her big moment was when she, obviously her choreography got picked, and then obviously she became the main character, like in the music video challenge, and she slayed. Like she ate, left no crumbs, and I literally like love her on the show. Yeah, and I think like it was great that we'd get to know more about her and her personality and stuff like that. Audrey, stunning, facially beautiful woman, and she's very smiley as well. I like that about her, and I like that obviously that's her personality. Like when you see her, you think like, I think it was funny, like in the beginning, the first episode, people underestimated her and thought like, oh, she's not going to be as good, and I think she got like the most votes for like the weakest dancer or something, and then only to find out that like, I've forgotten who she was dance battling, but they thought that it was going to be easy against her, and she literally ate and literally left no crumbs. It was like she went from like smiling to like literally switched and was like, she was like literally like, Audrey has my respect. Like I love her. Like, and even like little clips, like when I see her on TikTok or little YouTube shorts of her dancing, like I literally have to look, because she's just so likable and I like her character. Also like obviously Emma and Ling are great, but I want to see more of them, like especially Emma, even not even in terms of like, obviously definitely want to see them win more challenges and like sort of, so like, you know how like Latrice had like her moment, like, you know, in the little music video challenge, and we got to know more about her, and like, you know, that's how I sort of like, you know, the team, like the production team will like give her a chance to shine. I feel like Emma and Ling could do with their little moment like that, where they get a challenge where, you know, they get to lead, or they get to, you know, they have like a moment, like a big moment. Yeah, sort of like I'm manifesting that for my girls. And even like more confessionals, like, you know, when like they video them like speaking to the camera and stuff. I definitely want to see more of Emma. I see a lot of Ling as well, you know, in the entertainment challenge, like the ones where they got to pick between like SMYG, that challenge. I like that Kirsten, obviously being the leader, she picked Ling to go with her, and obviously they got to like, you know, they got to pick between like which entertainment group they wanted, and we got to see a little bit more of Ling. Like I like that, and that's why I was saying that, that's why I like and I respect Kirsten's leadership. Like she's like that. It's not every day me and Latrice. Like sometimes it's like, oh, let's, like, she knows which person in her team is right for the right moment, and I like that about her. Next review, Lady Bounce. It's made up of Nob, or N-O-B. She's gorgeous, by the way. Biggie and Capri. There's definitely more members in Lady Bounce, but Drama List just didn't want to list them. So but they're definitely my top 3. Like I love Lady Bounce. At first I didn't really care for them, and because obviously individually they don't really stick out. They did a lot of talking for me in episode 1. I was forgiven very much, like I'm talking a lot. But yeah, like individually, and even like, you know, there's a episode where Capri, you know, the music video challenge that they did, and where Capri was, her dance got picked, but then when like the dancers were like, right, and I think it wasn't even like it got picked because it was good. I think it was like people, like the other people in the group tactically were like, oh, we want to steal your dance, and then obviously it's going to be easy, your dance is easier to steal, and then I can be the main character, and obviously I can win and gain more points for my team. That's why I like sort of picked Capri. But then it was funny when they asked her to teach them the dance, and she had to pause and be like, hang on a second, I've forgotten the dance, hang on a second. And the rest of the girls were looking at her like, oh my god. I don't know, but I think it was one of the girls from I think it was 1 Million that was looking at her like, you've lost your, like, what are you doing? Like, you've lost your mind, sort of thing. So yeah, that's like a funny moment. But there's little moments like that where I was like, Lady Bounce as individually aren't strong, but together they are like, they work as such a good team. The bad dance battle that they did, but like as a group between them and 1 Million, and I think they blew like dust on 1 Million. And that little dance, they took me on a chokehold. I was like, yes, Lady Bounce. Like I was literally feeling it. I was like, yeah, I love Lady Bounce. And then also as well to like the entertainment challenge, I think they picked SM, and then they got to dance to Bruce Lee by NCT, and I love that song by NCT 127. Bruce Lee, and yeah, like the facial expressing, the dancing. I was literally on my bed. I was like, yes, Lady Pop squad, like literally, like and I think that was when I literally respected them as a team, and I was like, they have to be my top 3 because I love them so much. And I think even if you sort of break it down and you look at like all the different teams that danced, I would say like Lady Bounce top 3 like had to be like in that challenge. Like the unity, the dance, the swag, everything was top tier. Yeah, so that is everything about Lady Bounce. Next is Mannequin. It's made up of Funky Y, Red Lick. And like I said, her storyline with Hearing was really good as well. I liked her, and I think she's a good dancer, but she was just bare hating on Latrice. I was like, and although like I also didn't agree with Latrice picking her as the weakest dancer in the Low Music Video Challenge. I think it was tactical, but at the same time I was like, it's tit for tat. Like, you obviously grabbed the mic and you said that, like, I think she said something like, oh, Latrice choreographed it with her body in mind, Latrice's body in mind, because she's more curvier and stuff. Like, it's just unnecessary, like what she was saying. Or just like, stop being a sore loser, go and sit down. You didn't do well, go and sit down and like learn Latrice's dance or something. But she, like, I don't know what, that was unnecessary. And yeah, but yeah, that's how like I feel about Red Lick. And then also you have on the team Bucky, Waxy, like I said, her dance battle with Kirsten as well. You know, she had half of me. I give Waxy my respect. Also in Mannequin, you also have Sarah. She once again wasn't given much attention. Production team didn't really give us much from her. My favorite in Mannequin, Lee Yoonji, my absolute favorite. She's definitely one of the characters individually that carries the show for me. In the beginning, I thought that she was the leader because she was so verbal and outspoken, and she was the one girl that would suggest like, oh, let's do this, let's walk, let's do this instead. And I think because her character was so big, I assumed that she was the leader, but I'm guessing she wasn't, because when it came to like the leadership challenge, when it came to the below, like, you know, in the intro where like it shows them sat around the big round table, like introduction, she wasn't in the intro. So I sort of like sussed that. I was like, oh, she's probably not the leader then, but which is like mind-boggling because her character is so strong. But yeah, like, I don't know, like her one-liners, like, I don't know whether like she's just a funny person or she just tries to be unlikable and tries to try hard on purpose. I literally don't know, like, literally couldn't tell you. But yeah, like, I think the funny bit was like in episode 1 where like Mannequin come down the stairs and then Bebe and Badali are sat down. She goes in front of Badali and she's like trying to like do the Rover dance in front of Badali, and Badali's looking at her like, if you don't move from my phone. Like, there's literally little moments like that literally had like Street Woman Fighter, like literally I was like in absolute tears. And it's sort of like moments like that where, and also like the bit where she called out, because obviously Kirsten beat Waxy in the 1-to-1 dance battle, so she called out Kirsten and was like, oh, I'm here to avenge Waxy. She was like, Kirsten, you stand right here, you come right here, I want you right here, in this bootleg American accent. And I was like, it's little moments like that I was like, I love Yoonji. She's like the Looney Leaks of like Street Woman Fighter 2. Just has little one-liners that just literally has me in absolute tears. And I think that's just her personality. But I think she's made Mannequin likable, because if it wasn't for Yoonji, I couldn't care less about them. But I like, because of Yoonji, I have like a little soft spot for Mannequin. Next is Superkill. Also like top team for me. I loved Superkill. I think it's made up of Akanen, Sayaka Mavos, Kikuchi Miki, and Hattori Rena. I apologize, I'm literally butchering people's names. I apologize. But yeah, like, and I think there was a girl as well that I couldn't see her face on Journalist, but she was also my favorite as well. I'll put a picture up and her name if I could. But literally, like, I love Superkill. Like, I really like them, like, especially like the first time like I saw what they were about, I was team Superkill as well. But I think getting to the end of it, they made me turn into Tyra Banks on America's Next Top Model. You know when Tyra Banks did that famous like speech where she's like, we were rooting for you, we were all rooting for you.
I was rooting for you, we were all rooting for you, how dare you! Learn something from this.
They just went, I think they finished their practice really early, and I was thinking like, okay, but they weren't, I think they were like very lackluster. I think they were a bit too comfortable, whereas you had like 1 Million and Bebe who were going the hardest and were like, you know what, I think Superkill were against Bebe, correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, that's who I think they were, you know, battling against in the entertainment like entertainment challenge, where they had to pick a entertainment company. And basically, like, I think they had finished early and they sort of underestimated like their opponent, and I think they finished practice early. They were like, woohoo, look at me, we're finished. And because of that, I didn't like practice, and like, well, they did practice, but they didn't like work as hard enough for me anyway. And so I sort of understood why like the judges sort of like didn't pick them to win. But I think it was also sad to see them like, because I didn't expect them to be at the bottom and the first to be like fighting for their spot. But yeah, like even in the final dance battle that they had with Wolflow, like there was just one girl that just wasn't giving it for me. Like I was like, oh my gosh, like you need to, like you're either you're going home at this moment in time, but you're not giving it your all, you're not fighting hard enough for me. So I think by then I had like given up on them, because I was like, if you like, I can't want this for you. Like you guys have to, you know, dig deep between yourself and like, you know, dance your hardest. Yeah, so that's how I feel. But obviously, like, you know, that sort of like moves down to Wolflow. Wolflow, I think that they should have gone home over Superkill, but I feel like looking at it now, I think Wolflow danced the hardest and they gave it their all. Like they really put everything on the floor. Like they really ate and left no crumbs, especially the little umbrella dance, ate, left no crumbs. And also because like they've been together for a long time as well, like you could tell like in their choreography, like they trust each other, like respect each other, everything's in sync. So I think in Wolflow you have Halo, Minnie, Baby Sleek, Chokol, Yenny Cho, and H.E. Wang. H.E. Wang's the one with the big hair. And then I think in episode 1 she was like walking around. I think someone from 1 Million looked out and was like, oh, she looks like a science experiment gone, or like she looks like she's been doing a science experiment and it's gone wrong. And that's when I knew that like, I can't support 1 Million. I can't get behind this catty batty. Like they're giving very much the Mean Girls, and I don't know whether that's how like they intend to come up, because there've been some like, I don't know whether that's how they've been intended to come across, because there's been some moments where it's like, oh, I like this character and this character isn't as bad, but like sometimes it's very hard to like 1 Million sometimes. But yeah, I think, yeah, Wolflow for me were very boring. Although, like I said, they had the better dance off. So that almost like defeats the purpose. Like I do think that like, if you look at it that way, Wolflow should have definitely, they obviously worked harder and they obviously danced harder. So they definitely deserve to stay. So my favorite challenges so far that they've done are the choreography challenge. That was definitely my favorite. The one where they basically got music and they had to like choreograph, like they each got a chance to choreograph, and then they picked whose choreography that they wanted to do. Yeah, my favorite one was Bada, by far, like Badali. I think that like gave me, I think obviously coming on the show, like not coming on the show, I'm not part of the show, but like I mean like in the beginning, like watching the show, I'd never heard of Bada, nor did I like, she wasn't really my top or anything like that. But then I think after that challenge, it made me respect her like 10 times more, and it really made me be like, right, like now this is the winner, because like she definitely like to be able to like choreograph and then have the whole team be like, oh yeah, I want your choreography, and then to be able to like win that choreography, because obviously like Kirsten was on her neck, like Kirsten, like I don't know how many times that they danced, I think it was like twice or so, and Kirsten was literally like gunning for Bada, like, and I think at one point I was like, I kind of want Kirsten to win this, but like Bada, they was not letting off. Like she was like, oh, I choreographed this dance, it's gonna stay with me, and like Bada fought for everything. And yeah, like literally, and to be able to even do that and then go and like film the actual real music video and then like still look good, and like even then, because obviously you had, I've forgotten who, but obviously the Mannequin girls won their challenge in the choreography challenge, but then Audrey from German Republic ended up scoring higher because like even though Audrey had like the littlest cameo, like she was able to get the attention of the judges, and I think she was the highest scored, even though that wasn't her choreography, and she like obviously her choreography wasn't selected, but like even then, like, and I think Bada, she got the highest score as well, I think 300, and it made sense. Like that's when I knew that like, oh, I'm really gonna respect Bada because, you know, that girl ate and left no crumbs. Yeah, and I think like I really liked, obviously the choreography was good, and you can see why like it's blown up on TikTok. Hers and Latrice's are really good as well. But like with Bada's, like it was the leaders, and it felt like the Avengers. Like you had like Bada, Leah, Akanen. Like I didn't know where to look. Like I was like, oh my gosh, like it was so intriguing. Like I loved it. I loved every single second of it. And yeah, I like that. Like you got to see like the leaders in action. You got to see them as like, yeah, this is why, like we're the professionals. This is why we do what we do, sort of thing. Yeah, so I definitely like the show. I'm gonna keep watching, and this is my sort of my early review at the moment. The reason why my review might be because I don't know what episode I'm on, because like I think I've been watching it on Dailymotion. If anybody knows where to watch it, like if you're from the UK, international, and you know where I can watch it and I can stay on track, please let me know, because I've been watching it on Dailymotion, and it's still nice. Like the sub, like the English sub, is like everything, like the subtitles, everything's really easy to read. But yeah, I don't know why, like I don't know what, because like when I've been looking on YouTube, it says that like I'm supposed to be on the episode where, like, you know, where they do that little 25 group challenge, you know, where you have to like do like a big dance challenge and they have to have like 25 dancers. It says that that's where I'm supposed to be on, because I've been seeing clips on TikTok and everybody's been talking about them, because like obviously apparently German Republic might be getting eliminated or something. So I definitely know that I should have watched an episode. Like I'm waiting on an episode, but I don't know where to watch it because like the new episode hasn't come out on Dailymotion. So I'm really struggling. So if anybody knows and can give me some suggestions on where you've been watching it, please let me know. It'd be greatly appreciated. But this is the end of my video, and if you've reached this part right now of my video, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch me. I really appreciate it. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you want to. I'll definitely be doing more once I get a good place to watch Street Woman Fighter 2. I'll definitely be keeping up and churning out more reviews. But yeah, let me know what else you want to see as well. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.